In this session, let us learn about Webworkers. HTML Webworkers API. A Webworker is a JavaScript running in the background without affecting the performance of the page. When executing scripts in an HTML page, the page becomes unresponsive until the script is finished. A Webworker is a JavaScript that runs in the background independently of other scripts without affecting the performance of the page. You can continue to do whatever you want, clicking, selecting things, etc., while the Webworker runs in the background. HTML Webworker example. The example below creates a simple Webworker that counts numbers in the background. See the code and the result. See, by writing and executing this code, see here count number, start worker, stop worker. Note, Internet Explorer 9 and earlier version do not support web workers. See, by writing and executing this code, the result returns this. See, start worker, stop worker. See, start worker and stop worker, count numbers. Check Webworker support. Before creating a Webworker, check whether the user browser supports it. If type of workers is equal to undefined, yes, Webworker support some code, else sorry, no Webworker support. Create a Webworker file. Now let's create our Webworker in an external JavaScript. Here we create a script that counts. The script is stored in the demo workers.js file, where I is equal to 0. Function time count, I is equal to I plus 1, post message I, set timeout, time count 500, time count. The important part of the code above is the post message method, which is used to post a method back to the HTML page. Note, normally web workers are not used for such simple scripts, but for more CPU intensive tasks. Create a web worker object. Now that we have the web workers file, we need to call it from an HTML page. The following lines checks if the worker already exists. If not, it creates a new web worker object and runs the code in demo workers.js. See here, if type of ww is equal to undefined, w is equal to new worker demo workers.js, then we can send and receive message from the web workers. Add an on message event listener to the web workers. w.onMessage function event document get element by id result dot inner HTML event data. When the web worker posts a message, the code within the event listener is executed. The data from the web worker is stored in an event data. Terminate a web worker. When a web worker object is created, it will continue to listen for messages even after the external script is finished until it is terminated. To terminate a web worker and free browser or computer resources, use the terminate method w.terminate close brackets. Reuse the web worker. If you set the worker variable to undefined after it has been terminated, you can reuse the code w is equal undefined. Full web worker example code. We have already seen the worker code in the JS file. Below is the code for the HTML page. See the code and result is for HTML page. If we write and execute this code, the result returns this. See here, start worker, stop worker. It works in background. Web workers and the DOM. Since web workers are external files, they do not have access to the following JavaScript objects: the window object, the document object, the parent object. Okay friends, this is the end of HTML part 70, web workers. In next video, let us learn about another topic, SSC.
If you like our program, please like, subscribe and press bell icon for our next part video updates. Thank you friends. Meet you in next video. All the best.